welcome back to another day in my life. So today we're going to talk about the cost of it all. I promised you guys I was going to talk to you about that. I'm just watching the guys. I'm going to be sitting here in my office, my little office that I created. So we're going to be sitting here and just need to set you up. I have my little fan because it's pretty hot, and I have my computer. I actually brought my computer because I kind of wanted to show you guys everything, almost everything. And I also have my little notebook where I usually write everything down because I don't carry the computer with me at all times. So anyway, let's get started with today's video. Hey guys, so finally sat down. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an overall budgeted amount and what I actually spent when it came to doing the first floor. In the meantime, you guys are gonna hear some noise right there because construction is still happening. Guys are still there. The road is also making some noise because there are cars driving by, bikes and kids, and everything is going on. Okay, so I'm done with the overall cost, so I'm gonna do it section by section, and I hope you guys can hear me out because I've been trying to charge this mic and it's still blinking. You see that, right? Still blinking. So I figured let me just speak loudly so that you guys can hear me out despite all the noise going on. We're gonna start from the beginning. The amount that I'm gonna give you are gonna be in franc CFA currency, and then eventually I'm gonna put on the screen. You guys are gonna see the equivalent in dollars. So the first thing first that I did was to clear the land. In order to clear the land, I had to pay the guys. So I estimated 60,000 because the land is pretty big, but I wasn't doing construction everywhere. And plus, I still have my little farm here where I have cassava, plantains, papaya, all of these things. So there's a farm on the side that I didn't want to, remove. So I just cleared the part that I wanted to build on. So for that, I budgeted 60,000 francs CFA, and I actually ended up spending 80,000 francs CFA, which is not bad because I think the team that was doing that, they were pretty good, and they kind of did a little bit more than what I was expecting. The next thing that we did is the gate. Okay, so you guys should know one thing. This land was already gated. The land was gated a couple years ago, but we didn't finish doing the whole thing. Okay, so there were still spaces that people could access. I mean, like certain areas that were not closed. So I did close those areas, and I also took an old gate that I had from the school, because you guys know, I mean, if you're new to my channel, yes, I have a school. So the old gate that we used to use at the school, I brought it here, and that's what is up there. That one I estimated 140,000, and it cost me 140,000 and maybe more. Okay, because I think in the beginning, because when you buy materials, sand, gravels, cement, concrete blocks, all of these things, you can buy them in details, right? You have to buy them in large quantities. So I bought them in large quantities. I'm just giving you an estimation. This is just an estimate. It's not exactly how much I spent. It's like more or less of what I spent. So in my books, I have 140,000 francs CFA that I spent for that. So when we're working on the gates, if you guys watch the first episode, then you notice that when we're working on the gates, we also built this wood house. Okay, so wait, hello. So the wood house, I estimated 500K. I remember when I started this project, I was like, I'm not gonna spend more than 500,000. on this, okay, from the ground to the roof to everything, okay. But I ended up spending 530,000, which was a bit annoying because I feel like we could have saved some money. So depending how big or how small you want your storage unit to be, it's gonna cost you less or more. So this one cost me 530,000, and yeah. I don't know what else to say. So I call it the wood house. In French, we call it la cabane, but basically, it's just a storage unit slash my office. This is I'm sitting here, okay, and we use this space to keep like some of the materials, bag of cement that are here. Um, the guys, whenever they come here, they have to change into the work gear, so they hang the outfits here, and yeah, so that's the storage unit. And I think every construction site need that, okay, every construction site is going to need that, because if you guys are building, then you have to have a space where you're keeping everything, all your materials. So that one cost me 530,000, so I went 30,000 over budget. So the next thing was the foundation, okay? This was the ballpark of how much I spent. So let me explain something. The foundation is on 145 square meters. Um, the amount of noise, 145 square meter the foundation, but depending on your land, okay, because some lands take more work in order to build the foundation than others. So this is just an estimate. You guys shouldn't be like, you know what, I'm gonna build the same square footage and I'm gonna spend this much. It doesn't happen like that. Really, depending on the soil, depending on your land, is it really gonna need more work in order to make the foundation happen, or is gonna need less work? So foundation, I estimated 4,550,000. That's how much was estimated by the contractor, okay, but I ended up spending 5 million. And I just put 5,000,000 because at the end of the day, I told you guys I purchased materials in bulk. So cement, concrete blocks, gravel, sands, all of these things. I purchased them in blocks, I mean in large quantities. So some of them may have, been used for other things, but I'm just saying 5 million for that. And another thing that I want to mention is this. So I have this thing that I keep with me everywhere. I carry that with me everywhere because whenever I purchase something, I do have to write something down, okay? Because you guys can see here, I have everything down, because you never know. I don't bring the computer everywhere, and sometimes the phone, I mean, what if your phone dies, I usually have that, and then once I get home or I have some time, I just take all the information in here, everything that I wrote down, in order to include it into my spreadsheet. So the next step is going to be, after the foundation, we're going to move into the first floor. So the first floor, which we call rez-de-chaussée, includes walls, because you have to raise the walls, you have to build the walls, paving the ground. I actually had to pave the ground because of the concrete slab. We're going to go into it at some point. And then the stairs, because you guys know, so we're going to have the first floor, second and third floor. So we needed to build the stairs in order to access, the next floor. So all of that combined, I projected, guys, anytime I say I estimated something, just know that it will be less than what I actually spent. So I estimated 2,850,000 francs CFA, and I spent 3,500,000 francs CFA. Okay, that's how much I spent. So I went over budget by 650,000 francs CFA. And this is something that you guys should be expecting, right? Whenever you have construction or any type of similar project, just know that whenever the contractors tell you it's gonna cost this much, it's probably gonna cost more, okay? Because whenever they're on the ground, that's when they're encountering some challenges. There were some little things when it comes to the technicality, and some things that the guys saw on the site when they were doing the work, that changed a little bit of what was budgeted. So that's why you guys are going to see the difference is usually what I spend more. Okay, it's never less, it's always more, never less. So once you're done with the foundation, you're done with the first floor, raising the walls, noise. Then the concrete slab. The concrete slab, which in French we call la dalle, is really where, you have to have the money in order to handle it, okay? You have to have the money. So the concrete slab, let me tell you guys how much I budgeted. The budgeted cost was 4,500,000, and the actual cost is the same amount. And we also have food. I hope you guys really watch the vlog where we actually pouring the slab, because you guys are going to see that whenever, it's actually a tradition here in Cameroon, so whenever you're pouring the slab, you're doing the concrete slab, you have to cook some food for the guys, okay? So for the food, I budgeted 25,000. Actually, it's not 25,000, because I just remembered that there was also breakfast. 25,000 was for the course, the main course, okay, that you guys saw in that video. And then 18,000, was it 18,000 or 8,000? Wait, 43. 43,000 actual cost. Okay, so 18,000 was for the breakfast, because you have to give the guys breakfast and then you have to offer them a meal. So overall I spent 43,000 instead of 25,000.
So I forgot to mention, in addition to buying food, you also have to buy drinks and bunch of it.
That's the first floor, really. Now, another layer that happened is that I had a team that was working on the septic tank, had a team that was working on here, had a team that was clearing the land, and I had the main contractor who was working on the building. So while they were working on the building, there was another team working on the septic tank and the sump. Okay, so for that, I spent an additional septic tank. I spent an additional 500,000 francs CFA. I budgeted 500,000 francs CFA, and I actually spent 550,000. And for the sump, which we called puisard, because you have to build both of them in the same place, okay? So for the sump, I budgeted 150,000, ended up spending 180,000 francs CFA. So I went over budget. I'm just gonna categorize all of them into the same thing. So I went over budget by 80,000 francs CFA. So I think that's pretty much it. There are other things that I may have spent money on, like drinks. Maybe I should add that, okay? I have miscellaneous. So whenever you need to motivate the guys. So let me just write here drinks and food, because you need to motivate the guys, because sometimes they don't show up, and if you want them to be happy, you have to sometimes you do have to buy them some drinks. So I'm just gonna put 25,000. I don't know exactly how much I spent, but it looks like it's accurate. So I do have the summary, the projected balance, right? So the budgeted expenses that I had in mind was 13,300,000, and then the actual expenses ended up being 14,548,000 francs CFA, which give us a difference of 1,248,000, guys. So this is pretty much how much I spent when it came to just doing the beginning part. Okay, we still have to, right now the guys are working on the second floor, and then we're going to be pouring the slab in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to make a different videos telling you guys how much I also spend when it comes to that. But I hope this video was really helpful. I'm sure I pretty much forgot some of the things, but I'm hoping that I gave you guys the main thing, okay, the meat, exactly what you guys wanted to know, how much it costs for such project. So hopefully it's not going to be something that's going to be discouraging you. In order to get started, you don't have to have all the money. I don't have all the money sitting there. Okay, I do have the money to finish up the second floor, which is the premier étage. I have the money for that, and then I'm just gonna take a break. Okay, I'm gonna be traveling, and I will take a break. And whenever I feel like, okay, now my bank account is healthy again, I will continue the project. You guys can also see on my spreadsheet, it says starting year November 1st, 2022, because that's around the time that I started. I think I started accurately. I think the guy started clearing the land end of October, but I just put November 1st, 2022, because I couldn't remember exactly when. Um, and the project is scheduled to end on June 29, 2024. So hopefully I'm gonna get there. Okay, this is pressure for myself because I just feel like I need to make it happen. But at the same time, June 29, 2024 is not really, I mean, it's my date. Okay, so it can be later just like it can be earlier. So I'm just hoping that, finger crossed, I'm gonna be able to finish the project. Okay, everything by June 29, 2024. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you guys have questions when it comes to construction, the cost, maybe I'm gonna make a video with my brother sitting down so that he can explain to you guys. My brother is fully francophone, he doesn't speak English, so for those who don't understand French, I will have to put subtitles. I'm gonna try my best to make the video before I travel, because I'm gonna be traveling to the US and other places, and I'm gonna be away for quite some time. So my goal is that by the time I travel, I will have a bunch of videos that I can just push to you guys when it comes to construction. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know, guys, what you think. Is it expensive? Is it not? And guess what? The price of the materials when it comes to like the gravel, the sand, the cement, all of these things, they keep on going higher and higher again. So if you guys are thinking about building, I don't think those prices are ever going to go down. So this is only, I mean, this is what we have to deal with. Okay, I think before, because I was talking to my dad, and then he said people who are doing construction in this season, they're really courageous. So I just want to encourage you guys as well. You don't have to have all the money. Start with what you have and then take a break, earn the money, and then we invest again. Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next vlog. Bye.